afternoon, and thanks for watching News 3 Now live at 4. It is day one of Governor Evers' Safer at Home order.
And more deaths are reported in Wisconsin, including here in our area. Dane County health officials reported the county's first coronavirus-related death this morning. Milwaukee County later announced its fourth death, bringing the total in the state to 7. There are now at least 623 recorded cases of COVID-19 in Wisconsin, 18 cases in Dane County, moving up 16 from yesterday. Milwaukee County has the most in the state with at least 325 cases. And there are now more than 60,000 cases of coronavirus in the United States. More than 800 people have died. New York accounts for more than half of those cases, most of them in New York City. Military personnel loaded supplies onto the U.S. Comfort Hospital ship. It is getting ready to deploy to New York. In New Orleans, more than half of the EMS staff may have been exposed to COVID-19, but only those who are symptomatic have been sent home. Louisiana has one of the fastest growing rates of infection in the nation. Around the country, retired doctors and nurses are answering the call for help. Respiratory therapist Michelle Petticone left her practice 2 years ago to teach, but is now returning to the front lines.
Seeing how desperate the patients are and how desperate my coworkers are. There's no way I could just sit home and read their stories, not do something about it.
Along with the growing crisis, there is also a growing number of recovered patients. 87-year-old Frank Eller is back home in San Diego. 2 weeks ago, the retired Marine who has emphysema in one lung was in critical condition. For most people, the coronavirus causes only mild or moderate symptoms, and those with mild illness recover in about 2 weeks.
The Wisconsin Election Commission is reopening voter registration until March 30th in order to allow people who aren't registered to register and then file for an absentee ballot ahead of the April 7th primary. Governor Evers says he is committed to keeping the April 7th primary date. If he decides to delay the primary, he would need the legislature to approve that postponement. The city of Green Bay has filed a federal lawsuit trying to cancel in-person voting.
Early in the morning, Senate and White House negotiators reached a deal on a rescue package to inject nearly $2 trillion into the economy. The deal comes as President Trump is looking to get Americans in many parts of the country out of the House and back to work. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
The Senate is expected to approve a more than $2 trillion stimulus package today.
This is not even a stimulus package. It is emergency relief.
The bill includes a cash payment of up to $1,200 for most working Americans and $500 for children. It also expands unemployment insurance for an additional 13 weeks and boosts the benefits by $600 for up to 4 months.
These benefits will be much easier to access and will be expanded to include part-time, self-employed, freelancers, and gig economy workers.
The plan contains nearly $400 billion in loans and grants to small businesses to keep workers on the payroll, plus another $500 billion in loans for major industries like the airlines.
And that aviation industry is flat on its back. Some 80 to 90% of the passenger load has disappeared.
It also provides more than $130 billion for the nation's health care providers.
It's a rescue operation. The resources that our healthcare providers need and the resources that our economy needs.
The White House says the president is ready to sign the stimulus package as soon as it passes the House and Senate. The president is also stepping up his calls to get Americans back to work.
Ultimately, the goal is to ease the guidelines and open things up to very large sections of our country as we near the end of our historic battle with the invisible enemy.
But many are taking a cautious approach to the president's Easter timeline.
The one thing we don't want to see is a relaxing of some of the restrictions on public activities and then a resurgence of the pandemic.
The president says he'll reevaluate when the national 15-day social distancing guidelines expire next week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The House is likely to take at least 24 hours to read and debate the bill before taking a vote.
Governor Evers' Safer at Home order is now in effect. The order says that you can only leave your home for essential trips like purchasing groceries or medications or going to see loved ones. You cannot host gatherings of people beyond the ones living in your home. Governor Evers and local law enforcement are telling people that they are not required to have special permission or paperwork to leave their homes. They will also not be pulled over by officers. Here's a list of the essential and non-essential businesses. Hardware stores, gas stations, pharmacies, healthcare, convenience, and grocery stores will remain open during the Safer at Home order. Schools, libraries, movie theaters, playgrounds, salons, and gyms will remain closed. We have this list posted at channel3000.com. And this order goes into effect today. We're learning more about how those changes will be enforced. Madeline O'Neill is live at the Madison Police Department's West District with how officers will be doing their jobs. Maddie?
Well, district stations like this will be closed, though there is still a phone here for people to call 911. That's starting today as the Safer at Home order goes into effect. Interim Chief Vic Wall says that it's ultimately up to police to enforce that, but he says he's focusing on education. And again, they won't be stopping people to do spot checks if they're out. Now, if it comes to it, Wall says enforcement will fall on persistent non-compliers.
People have been doing a very good job so far of complying with the previous orders. I'm optimistic and hopeful that our community is going to continue to do the same with this newest order, and that we'll recognize the benefit to all of us by doing so.
Police are making changes to make sure that they're keeping officers safe, including providing personal protective equipment and handling more minor calls over the phone if that's possible. Now, rather than seeking out violations, Wall says he'd rather see officers keeping the community safe, things like providing more security to businesses that have unexpectedly had to close down. Coming up at 6, we'll talk more about how the state determines if a business is essential and hear from one worker who says his workplace is staying open unnecessarily.
All right, we'll see you at 6. Madeline O'Neill reporting live from the West Side. Thank you.
The coronavirus has now spread to the British royal family. Despite showing caution and remembering to avoid handshakes, Britain's Prince Charles has contracted the coronavirus. The 71-year-old heir to the throne has mild symptoms of COVID-19, but palace officials say he's otherwise in good health and in good spirits.
It's a reminder that even though he's a prince and in such a particular position, everyone is vulnerable to this.
The Prince of Wales is self-isolating at the Balmoral estate in Scotland and working from home with his wife Camilla. She has also been tested but is negative. The palace says it is impossible to know where Prince Charles caught the virus. He carried out a number of public and private meetings over the past few weeks, including taking part in the Commonwealth service at Westminster Abbey on March 9th with the entire royal family. He saw his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, again a few days later on March 12th.
COVID-19 continues to hit Italy hard. More than 6,800 people there have died from the coronavirus. Pope Francis at the Vatican today led the faithful in prayer, the Our Father across all denominations. He plans to rally the faithful once again on Friday for a special blessing, usually reserved only for Christmas and Easter, underscoring the gravity of this global pandemic. The government is tightening restrictions on a country that's been in lockdown for more than 2 weeks. Now factories will have to close, at least those not deemed necessary to the survival of the country. However, there are signs that those restrictions are working. For several days now, the rate of contagion appears to be flattening, a glimmer of hope for a country that desperately needs it. The Justice Department says anyone who tries to intentionally spread coronavirus could face federal terrorism charges. The DOJ has also set up a task force to deal with hoarding and price gouging of supplies needed to fight the virus. And in Wuhan, China, where the virus first emerged, strict travel restrictions are being lifted. Rail and bus lines are running after an almost 2-month shutdown. People who are arriving to the city are asked to show health codes on their mobile phones to show that they are not coming from a high-risk area. Let's head to Dana now, out on the weather patio. Kind of a cloudy day today.
Yeah, a little cloudy outside. Unfortunately, that sun not really coming through much this morning, but still, it feels pretty nice. Temperatures climbing above average, and our rain chance has bumped back just a little bit. Looking at our visible cloud track, we're staying mostly cloudy throughout the state. With a live look right now downtown, we might see a few pockets of sunshine around sunset, but temperature-wise, we're close to 50 degrees. Feels just a little cooler with a slight breeze, but a really nice spring afternoon and evening. Overnight temperatures will drop just a bit because of that cloudy sky, only to about 41. We may see some fog overnight and some evening showers passing through, but those will end before midnight. Tomorrow, another cloudy and mild day with more on and off shower chances through the rest of the weekend into the weekend. We'll take a closer look at those rain chances in just a few minutes with your full forecast.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Dana. There's more to come at 4. You've heard that music can soothe the soul. It can also lift up the spirits at a hospital in Minnesota. And in this case, the singer is a surgeon. That story coming up next on Live at 4.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Bring your family and friends to Monk's Bar and Grill, home of award-winning appetizers that we like to call the starting 5. There's no bench warmers in this tasty bunch. They're Monkalicious. Monk's Bar and Grill, serving up a good time since 1947.
Feed your family for less with Hy-Vee Mealtime. Delicious meals to go that feed a family of 4 for just $19.99. That's just $5 a person. Try our delicious pasta dinner. Get both lasagna and chicken Alfredo with breadsticks or garlic cheese bread and a 2-liter of Coke. Hy-Vee Chinese with 4 entrees, rice, egg rolls, crab rangoon, and Coke. Or 2 family-sized pizzas, breadsticks, or garlic cheese bread and Coke. Make mealtime easy with Hy-Vee Mealtime to go.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like James lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Oh.
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh.
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh. Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Toyota's family stretches to every corner of this country, so you can trust us to be here for you as we remain committed to supporting our community. Because the Toyota family is stronger together. This is our pledge. We are here for you now and in all the better days ahead. Toyota.
Bring your family and friends to Monk's Bar and Grill, home of award-winning appetizers that we like to call the starting 5. There's no bench warmers in this tasty bunch. They're Monkalicious. Monk's Bar and Grill, serving up a good time since 1947.
Well, while you're trying to avoid the coronavirus, why not try some spicy ranch? It's called Blazing Hot Ranch Dippin' Sauce from Hidden Valley. The company boasts it's, quote, so hot it'll melt your face off in the ranchiest way possible. It's made of buttermilk, habanero pepper, onion, and vinegar flavors. You could try it on chicken wings, tacos, whatever you want. Blazing Hot is the latest in Hidden Valley's Blasted Cream Dippin' Sauce line. Rolled out last year, others include Zestier Ranch, Bold Buffalo, and Ranch Dipped Pizza.
When is enough enough?
I don't think you can never have enough ranch.
You know, but now they're going to end up, I do like ghost pepper.
Yeah,
you know.
the worst, yeah, the hottest.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, as the number of coronavirus cases rise, scientists around the world are committing entire labs to create a vaccine.
Well, just last week, researchers in Washington State conducted their first vaccine test in a person. Inside these test tubes and beakers could be a big step toward the fight against the coronavirus. Dr. Gregory Glenn is the head of research and development for Pharmatech Lab Novavax. He and his team have spent weeks developing a vaccine.
Vaccines have traditionally had an 8 to 10 year time frame for development. Clearly that's not a scenario that's acceptable here, so we're going to try to compress this timeline if at all possible.
Researchers around the world are sharing information with one another, picking and plugging away at data scientists think will help fast-track this vaccine. Dr. Glenn says he's close to a potential solution, a spike protein that'll be used to block the virus from attaching to a host. Doctors at the Moderna lab in Seattle say while a commercially available vaccine would not be available for another year to 18 months, they are looking at an emergency use vaccine that could be available for healthcare professionals by the fall of this year. Protective gear for health workers is in short supply right now, prompting a New York couple to start making their own on a 3D printer.
Volunteers outside Syracuse, New York are working around the clock. They're producing face shields for healthcare workers using 3D printers and designs from Stephanie Keefe and Isaac Budman, co-owners of Budman Industries. The couple typically makes furniture and sculptures from 3D printers, but switched to face shields to wear over masks when they saw the shortage of protective gear.
We made about 6 different prototypes to make sure that it fit well, that it fit all head shapes, and that it was comfortable.
Budman and Kiefer donated their first 50 shields. After that, they started charging just enough to cover the cost of the materials. They say they are not making any profit. The Dow Industrial is closed up for a second straight day. That's the first time that's happened in over a month. The blue chip index gained 495 points, closing at 21,200. The NASDAQ, however, fell 33, but the S&P 500 was up, down 33, or I'm sorry, the S&P 500 was up 28. There we go. There is a doctor using his voice to help patients and tired hospital staff.
Dr. Elvis Francois is an orthopedic surgery resident in Minnesota, but his uplifting songs have a much broader reach.
Led Duthier shows us how the doctor's latest song from John Lennon is offering strength.
For Dr. Elvis Francois, the collective struggle the world is facing is an opportunity for the world to come together to overcome the pandemic.
The only way that we get through this is if 7 billion of us say we are here together as one.
And for this Minnesota doctor, surgery and songs go hand in hand.
There's a new sun in the sky, and you know how I feel.
There's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of fear, and you know, for me, whenever I've had those moments in my personal life, music has always been something that I've found I've been able to gravitate towards, and it sort of brings things to ease.
An ease Francois hopes to share with millions of people through the power of music, something he believes has the potential to heal anything.
Medicine, you know, I found, you know, goes only so far, and surgery only goes so far. But, you know, music goes places that medicine can't go. When I can see people from all walks of life taking care of a person to make sure we save that person's life, that's hopeful to me. And so I think as long as I see that, I can't ever lose hope.
I hope someday you will join us. And the world will live as one.
Nice. That's awesome.
Vlad on the guitar.
Oh, that's beautiful. The 34-year-old doctor has been singing since high school.
Well, still to come at 4, after a strong February for home sales, things may be going south.
We will find out how the coronavirus pandemic is changing the way people go house hunting. That's when Live at 4 continues.
We are the Thrivers. Women with metastatic breast cancer. Standing in the struggle, hustling through the hurt, asking for science, not sorries. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant or a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor. Kisqali is the only treatment in its class with proven overall survival results in 2 clinical trials, helping women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali was also significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious liver problems and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. It's our time to continue to shine because we are the Thrivers. Ask your doctor about Kisqali, the only treatment in its class proven to help women live longer in 2 clinical trials.
In nearly 100 years serving the military community, we've seen you go through tough times.
And every time, you've shown us you're much tougher.
Your heart, courage, and commitment has always inspired us.
And now it's no different.
So we're here with financial strength, stability, and experience you can depend on.
And the online tools you need.
Because you have always set the highest standard.
And reaching that standard is what we're made for.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
Ever since we opened Culver's, community has meant the world to us, especially in times like these when the going gets tough. That's why we're keeping our drive-thrus open, continuing to cook every meal to order as if you were a guest in our home. We want to be here for you, today and every day, sharing our smile and safely serving with all our heart. Caring for you and your family, it's our pleasure. Together, we'll get through this.
Take a look at this, as if we didn't have enough to worry about. Cameras recently captured manholes exploding near a Boston train station. Fire and smoke could be seen gushing out of the manholes following the blast. A witness said one of the explosions sent a manhole cover 30 feet into the air. There it goes. The raging underground fires prompted authorities to shut down the commuter station. Firefighters responded using a foam extinguishing agent to put out the flames. The utility company blamed the explosion on equipment failure. No injuries reported.
Seemed like a scene out of a movie.
What next?
Often called gentle giants, today is all about the manatee.
The manatee, it's Manatee Appreciation Day. These water-residing mammals are fascinating creatures. They can swim underwater for about 20 minutes before having to resurface, and they can weigh in at a whopping 1,200 pounds, which means every day they spend the same amount of time eating as most Americans do working. But their habitats are being threatened due to pollution and global warming. Even more reason to appreciate them today. I love manatees. Well, the News 3 This Morning team is trying to keep your family from going stir-crazy during this time.
Every morning at 5 and 6, they are giving out a daily stuck-at-home challenge to help pass the time. Yesterday, they asked to see your best pillow or blanket fort, and this was the big winner.
Ooh.
Isabella and her cat fish sticks. Their fort is 4 feet tall and 7 feet long.
Amazing. Well, today they want to see your best creation using recycled materials around the house, like this car made out of a battery and rubber bands.
Wow, you can submit your creation at channel3000.com/stuck-at-home. Leah, Josh, and Susan will pick out their favorites tomorrow morning.
Or you can make beads.
Oh, yes.
Make necklaces.
So this is a cool thing. Lynn at Home Depot, she makes these happy beads. So just gives them out to people. Just remember that you're happy. And she even wrote on here.
Over on 3.
Yep. Happy beads, have a great day. You know, it's just something like that. It's little things like this.
Everything helps this time.
Anything.
As we go through
anything and everything. This counts. So Lynn, thank you very much.
I'll tell you, Dana, some sun would help.
Yeah, some sunshine would be nice, and at least things stay dry for most of the day. Cloudy right now, and we have a few more shower chances, though, building in before the day wraps up and certainly before the week wraps up. We'll look at your full forecast right after the break.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
You would think a human health crisis, to say nothing of the amount of sheltering in place and limits on gathering we're all experiencing right now, would lead to some noticeable reduction in mean-spiritedness at this time of shared vulnerability. But it seems like for some of us, keeping our worst instincts under control is not so simple. The stories of some hate group members thinking of using the coronavirus as a weapon is just sick. Although, like all disgusting ideas from these people, they need to be taken seriously. But the incidents of bias and bigotry being directed at people of Asian descent are sad and wrong and hurtful. If anything, this historic crisis is a reminder of our shared humanity, our interconnectedness, and our dependence on one another. As counterintuitive as it seems, we should be drawing closer together, not further apart. Reject bigotry and hate. They're as unhealthy as the coronavirus.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
At Mastercraft, we engineer doors that turn houses into homes. From traditional doors that everyone loves, to custom doors as unique as you. Open, close, swing, slide, and slam, day after day after day. Mastercraft, great doors, inside and out, exclusively at Menards.
Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Go vote for Justice Daniel Kelly.
Who is Dan Kelly? On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly rejected stronger anti-corruption rules and then ruled repeatedly in favor of his own wealthy campaign donors. There's a better choice. Jill Karofsky is a trial court judge, a former prosecutor, a victim advocate, and a mother of two.
On the Supreme Court, I'll make decisions based on the law and its impact on real people, not corporate donors.
Tough, fair, independent. Jill Karofsky for Supreme Court.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So our rain chances have bumped back just a little bit, which is good news. This afternoon has stayed dry, but we do have some shower chances building in later this evening that will mainly wrap up before midnight. Looking ahead to this weekend, that's going to be our next opportunity for a little more significant rain. We'll have around possible late Thursday, late Friday, but then Saturday we will have showers and thunderstorms. All of that rain will come to an end early Sunday, and then finally as we head into next week, it seems likely that we'll get into a drier trend. We'll get some sunshine and a few days in the 60s even. Right now this cold front is just off to the northwest, so we already have showers just north of La Crosse in Green Bay. That cold front is going to sink south pretty quickly this evening. Not looking at any storm threat, but we will see some light showers once we get closer to about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. That passes on through, and then our chance for rain on Thursday is going to be due to this low pressure that's going to travel northeast, bringing a light chance for showers for Thursday afternoon. Much of it staying into northern Illinois, but we'll have that rain threat threat. Mostly cloudy skies. Again, those shower chances passing through just before midnight. We clear out. And then by tomorrow morning, the rain clears out. The clouds are going to stay mostly cloudy on Thursday. Late in the evening, there is going to be a chance for showers, mainly along the southern edge of the state. Light rain possible throughout Thursday evening. Wraps up Thursday night with cloudy skies expected again as we head into Friday. Friday, the rain chances mainly staying to the south. We're going with just a slight chance for showers now on Friday, with a better opportunity heading into Saturday and early Sunday. The first round of rain that comes through tonight will only be bringing under a 1/10 of an inch for most of the area. Those totals really backing off now. A few hundredths of an inch likely for much of Dane County. But then that second round of rain that passes through on Thursday will add a little bit more along the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. So not a major event for us for tonight nor for Thursday, but the showers that could be building in for late Friday and into Saturday could be a little more measurable. So this is a look at Friday afternoon about 3 o'clock. The showers start to lift in. They continue throughout the day on Saturday. We'll have thunderstorms and heavy rain at times. It starts to wrap up as we head into Sunday morning. Any mixed precipitation chances are really staying further to the north now, and those showers will come to an end during the day. Our precip chances heading into early April likely going to be pretty close to average. Temperature-wise, also pretty likely that we'll sit close to average. Tomorrow, high of about 48, which is near average. Afternoon shower chances developing. Not quite as mild as today, though, with a slight chance on Friday and then the better opportunity for showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. A chance for rain early Sunday and then some clearing may be possible in the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies on Monday, and as we look ahead to next week, it seems like temperatures will get a little more mild and we could see a few 60-degree days before the week's end with more sunshine and less rain for next week.
It's April next week, right?
It is. I think on a Wednesday it begins.
A week from today.
Yes. Oh, thank goodness.
Thanks, Dana. Well, February was a strong month for home sales, but now with the coronavirus, sales are expected to take a major hit.
Naomi Ruckham shows us how realtors are finding new ways to keep buyers on board.
In Franklin Township, this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, new build home is ready for you.
Joel Clausen is a realtor in Indianapolis, and like many, saw his business shift overnight.
For us, it was, we could see the drop-off in showings and such, I mean, almost immediately. This is fully renovated.
But Clausen says serious buyers are still in the market.
Let's take a look at the dining room.
So he's been getting footage for virtual home tours.
Just to try to show off what's inside the house so someone can really virtually see the home from their living room and not have to get out and be, exposed to anything.
An analysis from Capital Economics predicts home sales could fall 35% this spring compared to the end of 2019. With open houses and showings called off, some realtors are relying on technology to sell homes.
Hi.
Zenplace, a company that sources these robot realtors, says they've seen a big boost in business since the pandemic started.
Perfect.
But realtors are facing hurdles like getting signatures to close a deal.
I've actually got a closing that happens and buyers are in one room, sellers are in another. Everyone brings their own pen.
And there are other challenges.
Like home inspection, that's part of the home buying process.
Lawrence Yoon is with the National Association of Realtors, which is pushing the government for a virtual option, with homeowners using their phones to show inspectors the interior. Yoon says it's not clear where home sales are headed.
So we don't know how everything will play out. But if it's only 2 to 4 months, I think we will see an immediate bounce back in the housing home sales activity.
But if the coronavirus shutdowns are more extensive, Yoon believes the real estate market could be in for a long recovery. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Yoon says a 30 to 35% drop in home sales activity is not out of the question for the next few months.
But he also believes home prices could remain steady during that time. There's more to come at 4. Dr. Zorba Pastor will take your medical questions live.
And tonight at 5, despite the coronavirus pandemic, a group of people are still trying to make sure a 10-year-old has a great birthday, doing something good tonight at 5.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now, with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
Sunroom saving season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Everything from decks and pergolas to screen rooms, porch conversions, patio rooms, sunrooms, and our new life room with retractable screens are on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView.
I didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer, but I did pick Clarity by knowing I have a treatment that goes right at it.
Discover Piqray, a treatment that specifically targets PIK3CA mutations in HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC. Piqray is taken with fulvestrant after progression on hormone therapy and helps people live longer without disease progression. Do not take Piqray if you've had severe allergic reactions to it or any of its ingredients. Piqray can cause serious side effects, including severe allergic and skin reactions, high blood sugar levels and diarrhea that are common and can be severe, and pneumonitis. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms of severe allergic reactions or high blood sugar while taking Piqray. Your doctor will monitor your blood sugar before and during treatment, and more often if you have type 2 diabetes. Before starting, tell your doctor if you have a history of diabetes, skin reactions, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Common side effects include rash, nausea, tiredness, weakness, decreased appetite, mouth sores, vomiting, weight loss, hair loss, and changes in some blood tests. Ask your doctor about Piqray.
Prepping your pantries and bathrooms? I would also urge you to consider natural ways to support your immune system to keep the viruses away. Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the healthy place Apple Wellness. For weeks now, we have been building inventory in the most important product categories like immune and lungs. With demand surging beyond anyone's expectation, we can't guarantee that every item will stay in stock. Our commitment is to keep the essentials available. Stop by one of our 4 Madison locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Ahead at 5, the Sockberry community is doing something good for a 10-year-old boy who is celebrating his birthday. We'll show you how they are coming together at 5.
Showers are likely at some point this evening. Once they end, fog will form overnight. Tomorrow will be similar with just temperatures being a few degrees cooler. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, with uncertain times upon us, we want to highlight the good in our community. The acts of kindness coming from the aisles of a local grocery store. Tonight at 6.
Downtown Madison on this Wednesday afternoon. We are continuing to ask the experts while we cover the coronavirus.
Dr. Zorba Pastor joins us once again, and we'll be taking your calls later on. Welcome back to Live at 4, Zorba.
It's good to be here.
All right, so let's talk about, we're in, about a week and a half into this, seriously into this, and there are a lot of people at home who are, we're mentally struggling, and I'm including myself with this too.
Well, let me talk a little bit about that. That, I think, is a really...
All right, we have a...
And then you have the problems essentially with fear of COVID and the panic of COVID. But then we also have social distancing, and that's a true issue that we have to attend to. So one of the things I recommend is talking to people on the phone. But if you have a smartphone, as many people do, it's so much better to talk to them using FaceTime to actually connect with them. In fact, my daughter was calling me right now in between this because we FaceTime once or twice a day. She's in Seattle. It really makes a big difference. The other thing to do is shut off the web and the information about COVID. You don't have to look at it 24/7. It'll only make you more and more anxious. Look for good material, just like we're talking about here. Pay attention, but also look for other things. So pick up some good books. There's some excellent books. Look at some movies, especially funny movies. And once again, talk to friends on the telephone, because we see how much that social connectiveness really does make a difference in our lives.
And go for a walk. You can go outside.
Mm-hmm. You bet, absolutely. In fact, I was thinking about that today. I looked outside. I used to jog. I jog sometimes in the summer, sometimes in the spring. I don't often jog during this particular season. I was looking outside from my window here, and I thought to myself, I'm going to get dressed up and jog in my neighborhood, because it gets me outside and gets me out of the house, which makes me feel so much better.
But stay 6 feet away from everybody. Don't social distance.
What would you recommend for people who are working like the front lines, like emergency responders, who essentially can't really get away from this?
Well, that's where talking to your fellow emergency responders really will make a difference. Now, I work in my office in Oregon, although I'm working remotely because I'm 72, so I've been banished to work and do things like the Epic In Basket and other things. But it's really talking to the other people in your office and connecting with them on a first-line basis. Of course, social distancing is important there, but I think that communication with your fellow workers will help you both feel better, because we are in this together as a team, as a nation, as a country.
All right, start calling in if you have questions for Dr. Zorba. It's 270-9933 is the number, 270-9933. And, you know, it would be nice to stay home, but it's also nice to come to work and interact with you guys, even though we're keeping our distance.
Right. Yeah, we're doing the best that we can, and I think that, I mean, there are very few people here at
I counted
the station.
There was 10 people in the newsroom this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, and we're doing our best to communicate with each other, and you know, we let each other blow up at each other, and we know, just be prepared. I'm a little grumpy today, but I think it's that whole communication. And if anything, boy, does it make you appreciate what once was, what you had, what we took for granted, really.
Precisely. Precisely.
All right, 270-9933, the number to call. All 4 lines are lit up. We'll get to your questions right after this.
Lisa, what do you think about the come kale away?
Ugh, that sounds dreadful, but I'm all about the more the merrier.
Ooh, what do you guys think of this? We're talking pudgy pie recipes. Lisa Briggs, Emmy Fink here at the Bruce Company, because it's springtime.
It is.
We made it.
It was just a couple days ago.
I know.
We thought we'd never make it, but here we are, and you might be thinking about whether or not your patio needs a little update.
If your patio doesn't look like this, oh my goodness, this is an outdoor paradise, and it's so much more than just the patio furniture now. It's building a space.
Yes, exactly. So you can do a grill. We have lovely deep seating. We have dining. The hot trend now is the engineered furniture, so things that are made out of recycled milk jugs, so really
cool.
good for the environment. We have outdoor fire pits, which are great because when it's a little chilly at night, which it is in the spring,
right,
you can light your fire.
Saucy. She's a saucy one today.
And for the next, couple of months, we have a lot of factory authorized sales events where instead of getting 10 or 20% off, you could maybe save up to 40.
Ooh.
So
we like 40.
Yeah, there's several of those going on in the months of March and April, so you'll want to stop in and you can take a look at what we've got and then plan your purchase around those events.
And it's just brings you a little bit of joy to come in here, no matter what the weather is outside, because spring is always that iffy, you never know.
It always comes. I don't know why we get so bent out of shape about it. It will be here eventually.
It will. But come and imagine what your space could look like here at the Bruce Company.
Absolutely.
I'm Emmy.
And I'm Lisa.
And you are?
Buzzed into Madison.
That's right.
I'm bad. You're stronger than you know. So strong. You power through chronic migraine. 15 or more headache or migraine days a month. One tough mother. You're bad enough for Botox. Botox has been preventing headaches and migraines before they even start for almost 10 years and is the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. Botox is for adults with chronic migraine. 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Go on with your bad self. You may pay as little as $0 for Botox. Ask your doctor about Botox for chronic migraine. You got this.
Barely any cars on the roads right now. In fact, looking at the Beltline and Park Street, just a handful of folks driving around right now. Speeds are fine, no delays downtown or around Middleton, and drive times all in a good spot from Janesville to the Beltline, Sauk City to Middleton, and from Sun Prairie to downtown. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. A bakery in Bern, Switzerland is taking a page out of the safety measures and have dressed up their chocolate Easter bunnies with protective masks. Of course, Easter Sunday, which ends the Lenten season, will be celebrated by Catholics on April 12th.
All right.
Never be too careful.
Never be too careful, even those Easter bunnies. All right, Dr. Zorba Pastor is ready to answer your questions. The phone number to call, 270-9933. And Zorba, we've got caller number 1, Dory from Madison. Hi, Dory, can you hear me?
Dory from Madison. Hi, Dory, can you hear me?
Dory, you there?
Do I need to turn off my television?
No, just go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, it's all in the mix, you know, in terms of reconnecting with people and reinfection, but I live on a bike path, and people who've never been out jogging have been like huffing and puffing and sweating and running by me, not observing the social distancing. What?
Well,
I know it's a 14-day.
I think she wants to know how long the virus lasts on surfaces.
Okay. I think you've got a couple of things here. First of all, it really is important for them to social distance. We know that. We know that actually COVID-19 spreads more inside than outside, but doing that 6-foot rule is very, very important. On the other hand, getting outside and exercising also is important. You've got to look at finding out where that is. So you're on the bike path. You're not going to go out there and tell them to social distance, but they really should be doing that. You bring up a good point, and that's why we're discussing this now on News 3.
All right, let's go to Tom in Edgerton. Hi, Tom. What's your question?
Hi, doctor. My question is, can people get reinfected with this coronavirus? You know, like you quarantine for the 14 days and then all of a sudden you got the all clear and you go out. Can you catch it again? And then one thing I wanted to say, too, is that people should be diligent about take your money home with you and spray it with Lysol and stuff like that, because you know how many hands your money goes through?
COVID, your symptoms may come down within that 14-day period. In other words, it's not that you actually fought COVID and have antibodies. It's that you're going to get sick probably in those 14 days, in which case we then have to take action on your being ill. Now, whether or not that gives you lifetime immunity or either immunity, we'll say, for the next 6 months or a year, I think the jury is out on that. We don't know. That's something that we're going to find out. It's a new disease, and we don't know what immunity it actually confers.
All right, John from Janesville, you're up. What's your question?
Yes, Dr. I would like to know if an animal, a cat or dog, can get this disease, and secondly, if they can get the disease, can it be passed back to a human through the animals?
As far as I know, this is person-to-person transmission. We don't transmit it to dogs, and dogs do not transmit it to us. Now, there is an issue with the fact that if you come down with COVID, the virus may be all over you, and the virus may actually be on the body of your dog, not in your dog, but may actually be on your dog's hair. Now, whether or not it lasts on that hair, I've never seen any information that gives us the answer. We know that the virus lasts on cardboard. We know it lasts on wood. We know it lasts on door handles for several hours, but I have no idea if anyone's done any information on whether it lasts on dog hair or cat hair. I know that they are not reservoirs for the virus itself.
All right, let's go to Renee in Madison. Hi, Renee. What's your question?
Hi. Just my question was, about 2 days ago, I had a bad cough, and I was sick, and my eyes would water. I'm starting to feel better now. I heard about the symptom of the coronavirus, but am I okay with that?
Well, you bring up a very good point. First of all, the answer is call your healthcare provider, talk to them on the phone, and they will take an accurate history and determine whether or not you should or should not be tested for COVID. It's something I really don't want to do over the air because you need to have a more extensive history. Generally, there's usually a fever, there's usually a cough, and people are usually fatigued. But a lot of things cause a fever, a cough, and fatigue. And that's why calling your doctor, extremely important if you have any questions concerning this. And they'll go through that questionnaire.
All right, Lana from Beloit. Lana, what's your question?
Yes, I was wondering, is Easter too early to say that people can go back to work?
Absolutely, 100%. It's too early to say when you can go back to work. The chances that we're actually going to go back to work on Easter, I would put at less than 5%. Remember, when you're looking at good information medically, you want to look at good information. Politicians, on the whole, are not the best ones to give good information. It's the Centers for Disease Control, Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, and your local doctors that are going to give you good information. But right now, it is extremely unlikely that there will be an all-clear signal on Easter. I cannot imagine it in my wildest dreams.
All right, David from Belleville, what's your question?
We've had other flus where they would lose 50 to 60, 70,000 lives, and I just wonder if we're panicking too much, closed everything down, or whatnot.
All right.
Excellent question. So first of all, the flu kills about 0.1%. So about 1 in 1,000 people die from influenza. In a bad year, it's 50 or 60,000 people. That's quite a lot. But COVID actually kills 1 to 3% of the people, somewhere in that range. So we're looking to something that's 10 to 20 times as dangerous as influenza. So that's really one of the issues that's there. And also, COVID is new, so nobody has any immunity to COVID as far as we know. Influenza has been around for a long time. So we are not panicking. All you have to do is look at the numbers and look at what's going to happen in Wisconsin over the next 2 weeks, and you'll see what I mean. Right now, New York City is the hotbed. 2 weeks ago, it was Seattle.
All right, it is rapidly changing, that's for sure. Lots of questions. Sorry we couldn't get to all of them, but thank you for calling in, Zorba. Thank you for your time. Wash your hands, stay calm.
Be well.
You bet. Wash your hands.
All right, Zorba, thank you. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. Have you heard the news? Ganser Company is your home for J.D. Power's top-ranked window and patio door manufacturer, Infinity from Marvin. You'll get 80 years of our experience to make an informed decision in 80 minutes.
Schedule your free in-home consultation and get your home ready for the Wisconsin winter.
Ganser has the answer. Remember, 80 years and 80 minutes from a local family business of 4 generations.
Keep your wood floors looking their best with any of Surgenian's 3 hassle-free, dustless, and eco-friendly systems. Options include deep cleaning, clean screen and recoat, or dust-free sanding. Restore your wood floors today. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Go vote for Justice Daniel Kelly.
Who is Dan Kelly? On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly rejected stronger anti-corruption rules and then ruled repeatedly in favor of his own wealthy campaign donors. There's a better choice. Jill Karofsky is a trial court judge, a former prosecutor, a victim advocate, and a mother of 2.
On the Supreme Court, I'll make decisions based on the law and its impact on real people, not corporate donors.
Tough, fair, independent. Jill Karofsky for Supreme Court.
I've always had jobs centered on helping people, but now with a nursing degree from Herzing University, I've made it a career.
Having a job was one thing, but having a career, to me, that meant something completely different. With a little hard work and a degree from Herzing University, anything is possible.
I'm possible at Herzing.
We know that many of you are struggling to cope with the news in the world right now. We are too. At News 3 Now, we're taking every precaution we can while still getting you the information you need. We'll find the moments of inspiration as well. More than ever, we have to be there for our friends and family. That's why I'm joining the News 3 Now This Morning team. We've been through tough times before. We'll get through this too, together.
Mostly cloudy skies right now and temperatures trending close to 50 degrees for us this afternoon. Tomorrow we will see a little cooler air move on in, but I do want to look at our future track one more time at the shower chances right now up towards La Crosse. Those will steadily shift further southeast. Those showers sinking through, passing just around midnight, and then by your Thursday morning, we are expecting all of the rain to be out of here, so we don't have to deal with the showers during the morning on Thursday. They will build back in later on in the day. 48 the high for tomorrow, so not as mild as today, with cloudy skies sticking with us. We're expecting more rain chances to move in for the end of the week.
Thank you, Dana. Tomorrow on Live at 4, the government is cracking down on hoarders and gougers. We'll find out how.
And as living rooms turn into classrooms, we'll get some tips on how to best homeschool.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
My psoriatic arthritis pain, I had enough. It's not getting in my way.
Joint pain, swelling, tenderness, much better.
My psoriasis, clearer. Cosentix works on all of this.
4 years and counting.
So watch out.
I got this.
Watch me.
Real people with active psoriatic arthritis are feeling real relief with Cosentix. Cosentix is a different kind of targeted biologic. It treats the multiple symptoms of psoriatic arthritis to help you look and feel better. It even helps stop further joint damage. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
I just look and feel better.
I got real relief with Cosentix.
Watch me.
Feel real relief. Ask your rheumatologist about Cosentix.
Get the full picture of your health coverage with the iCare Medicare plan. Plus, as a member, you'll get even more benefits at zero additional cost and $0 premium. Don't wait. Call now to learn more about the iCare Medicare plan.
This scares a lot of people, as it should. Cleaning gutters is not just a messy chore, but a dangerous one. I'm Andy, and I install Leaf Guard gutters. They're covered, one piece, and do not have to be cleaned out ever. And you never climb up and down this ladder again. Good deal?
They're trolling social media right now.
It is really difficult to detect the coordinated effort.
Think you're immune to foreign election interference? Inside the psychological tactics that prove you're not. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
In our final touch, here's some good news that, like the candy that bears its name, it's too good not to share.
This year, the role of the Cadbury Bunny is going to the dogs. This dog, named Lieutenant Dan. Cadbury announced the new spokes animal for the iconic Easter candy. Lieutenant Dan's back legs were amputated due to a deformity, and he uses a tiny wheelchair to get around, hence the name. Dan beat out dozens of other furry competitors for the iconic role, including a sassy, hat-wearing llama. Dan got himself some fabulous pink ears to sport, and his owner took home $5,000. The sweet, sweet smell of success.
That is adorable.
Look at him. Lieutenant Dan.
How can you not love that face?
He is a great, great dog. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.